Welcome! Companion Druid is completely out of control. 2 minutes pit 90, pit 100 already fallen, no mythic needed, bosses just getting completely melted, speed running the hell tides, infernal hordes, everything getting destroyed while you're just circling like a madman. Welcome to StormCrow Companion Druid, the best druid in Season 10. How's the gameplay loop for the beautiful build now? Let's open up a pit 90 and I'll show you. First, you activate your ultimate Cataclysm, so you have infinite resource. And then I hold down my left mouse button for running and spam my right mouse button for the Raven. And that's it. In between, you can use your Blood Howl to get more critical strike damage due to one of your powers. And then you simply make sure that your Cataclysm is active at any given moment. And you're pretty much zooming through the dungeon, dropping billions and billions and billions of damage. Yeah, without even remotely coming close to dying. If you want to, you can in between activate your Cyclone armor to pull people in. But we're also playing the Cry rune that pulls people in anyways, because we want them all stacked together. And before you now ask, Pony, this looks fantastic for clearing Rebel, right? It's amazing, you're just destroying everyone. Surely, it can't be good against the boss. The boss fight is probably going to be the longest part of the dungeon. You couldn't be more wrong. For the boss fight, same thing applies as for going through. You do your Blood Howl, then you just spam away while standing still your Ravens. Activate your ulti in between that is always up. It stacks up the damage, and then like 30, 40, 50, 70 billion, 100 billion damage. And the boss is gone. Same goes for Belial. Activate your Cataclysm, start spamming your Ravens, dash out of his hit, and he's dead. That's it. Done. Beautiful. How does this build work now? Which skills do you absolutely need? And what equipment pieces are absolutely mandatory before you can start? Heads up, this is not a 1 to 60 build because you'll need a unique power to make the companions work. And those you get in Torment 1 from Bartok doing an Infernal Horde. For 1 to 60 and Torment 1, we get a Pulverized Druid Planner in the description below that'll take you there easy in 3 hours. First, most important thing you need is your unique power. Your companion skills are altered to also be core skills, and your companion skill grow in size, 80% summon damage. With this, your Raven has 0 cooldown and a spirit cost. Now I do 1, 2, and I'm already out of spirit. That kind of stinks. That's what we have the Cataclysm for, because if I now activate Cataclysm, I can just do this. And I'll never run out of resource. I can do unlimited resource. In order for your Cataclysm to give you infinite resource, you'll need the Mjolnir Ring. While Cataclysm is active, you gain 40% bonus damage and unlimited spirit. Plus 55% increased movement speed while Cataclysm is active. Here, you want the Endless Tempest as a greater affix skill, because that's going to increase the duration of your Cataclysm, that you never run out of cooldown. The Mjolnir Ring you can pick up from Lord Zur. Third piece we would need is the Kilt of the Black Ring. Ravens deal 100% increased damage, and you get more Ravens. Plus, Ravens deal double damage and ranks into Raven. Very useful. This does not even have to be greater affix to clear pit 100. Kilt of the Blackwing drops from the Beast of Ice. Do some Nightmare dungeons, grab yourself some Distilled Fear. Then comes the interesting key piece to put everything together, and that's Gathlyn's Birthright. While in human form, for every 150 nature critical strikes, or 30 against bosses, and those 150 happen ultra fast, we get Anima of the Forest. Anima of the Forest says, you now have the Perfect Storm and Earthern Might key passive activated. Yes, we get the Companion key passive plus these 3 key passives activated at the same time. Why is that so important, and where do we get a nature magic skill from? Because your Raven, usually, is only Companion core summon. And that brings us to piece number 4. That would be the StormCrow's aspect. It says Ravens now deal lightning damage. If I put this one on, boom. Our Ravens are suddenly a Nature Magic Storm skill. Our Ravens will always critical strike, then activate Gathlyn's Birthright with Infinite Spirit, and the Kilt of the Blackwing giving us tons of damage bonus. Let's go step by step here. We need Nature Magic critical strikes. For this, we have the power called Purge the Infected. Your core skills apply poison damage, okay, and as they deal damage, you spend 5 spirit and do a guaranteed critical strike with 60% increased damage. Ergo, we have Infinite Spirit with a Cataclysm, we spam our Ravens away, they're our core skill now due to the unique power, they apply poison and always guarantee a crit. So every single thing they do is a crit. You can see the Gathlyn's Birthright counter, it just goes online so fast. This would then give us the perfect storm. Storm skills deal 80% increased damage, and if they damage a vulnerable, immobilized, or slowed enemy with a storm skill, we also get 2 spirit plus. That's interesting for the next chaotic perk. We also have our earth skills get 70% increased critical strike damage and a chance to restore full spirit. Now we don't need the restore full spirit, but that's actually wrong. Because if we restore full spirit, we can get overabundance. And overabundance, every time we restore 100 spirit above our actual spirit, we get 100% bonus damage, and that can stack 3 times for a huge damage boost. Now the second key passive only works for earth skills, but if you actually play the Mighty Storm aspect, the Earthern Might now applies to storm skills as well. This has us activate our Cataclysm, we spam away, this builds up like crazy, we got the Earthen Might activated, and now as I keep spamming away, you have the 3 stacks of overabundance instantly. So not only do we get 150% bonus damage, because we always critical strike, we always get the 70 and the 80% bonus damage. No, on top, we have the 3 times stacked overabundance instantly. And that Gaslam's Birthright is always active. It's like, see, this is so quick, because if there's more than one opponent, we're stacking up super fast. But if there's one opponent, it's only 30 because it's a boss. It's also super fast. A final intriguing piece would be the Wild Transformation power. This says shapeshifting into a new form uses a free skill and grants an additional bonus for 5 seconds. If I use my Blood Howl, I get 20% bonus critical strike damage. Right now I'm sitting at 2,200. I Blood Howl, 2,703. So every 5 seconds I need to Blood Howl. That's not a problem. The cooldown just goes down like crazy. If I now swap into human form, I cast Cyclone Armor and get 20% attack speed bonus. That means we howl, get the bonus, then we go back to human and actually get the Cyclone Armor around us. And if you now have points in Cyclone Armor, we would also either pull enemies to us whenever we go from wolf to human form, or we could have enemies take another 15% damage. This has us now run into the enemies, howl for werewolf form, then use our ravens to pull them together, and swap between howl and ravens and howl and ravens and keep your... It couldn't be simpler, right? Pretty much one button build. Gaslam's Birthright, you get from the Beast of Ice, the same boss where we got killed of the Blackwing from. This is perfection. We can do one boss for 2 pieces. Those 1, 2, 3 Mighty Storm, 4 Killed of the Blackwing, and 5 StormCrow's Aspect are the key pieces that you will need to make it work. Now you might have noticed how we don't actually have another companion skill in our bar, yet we have the Wolves out and the Poison Creeper. That's because of the other key passive, the actual main key passive we're running. It says your companion skills each gain 1 additional companion, deal 80% damage, and we gain the passives of Raven, Wolves, and Poison Creeper. Why don't we now pull these into our skill bar? Why don't I use the Wolves or the Poison Creeper? That's simple. We're playing the aspect of Wild Rage. This says casting a companion skill has a 40% chance to activate an equipped companion skill. I only have the Ravens equipped, and reduces cooldown by 5 seconds. The cooldown doesn't matter, but by spamming Raven, I can pretty much get more Ravens to then spam more Ravens to get more Ravens. Make sure on your rings to have attack speed, max life willpower, then critical strike damage, and Cataclysm cooldown reduction. Because we have to get our Cataclysm so low that during its duration, we reduce the cooldown again to use it again. Same goes for the Amulet. You want the Cataclysm cooldown reduction there as a max roll. Plus then attack speed, willpower percentage, and maximum life with critical strike damage. The aspect is going to be Shepherds. Companion skills deal an additional 16.5% damage per companion you have, and we have quite a lot of companions going on. Now the Cataclysm is at 19.43 seconds, because we have the Mjolnir ring with 4 ranks into Endless Tempest. If it was greater affix, we would be sitting at 21 seconds of Cataclysm. Other duration increases would be here, the 4 bonus seconds for the Cataclysm, and you could smash some ranks into the Endless Tempest. And I would recommend in the beginning to not play the 3 ranks up here in the Cyclone Armor. No, you're going to instead have that here into the Endless Tempest. And I, for example, would be sitting with these 3 points at 21.87 seconds. The rest of the cooldown reduction then comes from your spirit boons. You get down here Calm Before the Storm. Nature magic skills, this one with 62% lucky hit chance, have up to a 10% chance to reduce the cooldown of the ultimate skill by 2 seconds. And if you pay close attention to my skill bar, that ultimate cooldown, it's just being reset one after the other. which means if you notice that your cooldown and your duration are kind of nice together, then you move the 3 points out of Endless Tempest and get yourself either the pull-in or the bonus damage to enemies. Whatever you need more. Don't forget that the pull-in also gives you 10% damage reduction. Quite nifty. Other aspects that will empower us on the totem would be gain 1 additional companion, and companions deal another 28% bonus damage. More companions is more damage because of the shepherd's aspect. Amazing. That totem wants to have crit damage, ravens deal double damage, maximum life, willpower, and instead of the damage percentage, cooldown reduction would be great for your cataclysm. My boots need to have resistance to all elements and raven size or raven attack speed. Now, preferable instead of willpower, I would also have armor, because then I could put my chest piece away to play some kind of chaotic armor. And yes, before you ask, if I had a Kilt of the Blackwing boots or a Kilt of the Blackwing chest, I would use that instead of my chest or my boots for 120% bonus damage to my ravens. So far, I'm rocking Windstriker to get even more movement speed that I'm zooming around with 200% movement speed, boosted here with plus 55, and on the helmet with another plus 45 if I'm in human form. My main weapon plays the StormCrow's aspect. We talked about it. Ravens deal double damage, crit damage, max life, and willpower. Should be a sword for even more crit damage, because crit damage is the one thing that we scale up. My chest is currently giving me armor, raven attack speed, and the duration of Earthen Bulwark is increased by 6 seconds. In addition, killing an enemy gives me more barrier. That is quite nifty, but considering in a pit 90 that you're barely even touched because you're continuously just zooming over the opponents and completely clapping their cheeks. Yeah, but what do I need the bonus Earthen Bulwark for? I'm untouchable. This is tremendously being helped by the Sir C rune combo. Cast 5 skills, then become exhausted, and we summon Spirit Wolf companions on top of our actual wolves. These Spirit Wolves, they freeze and make vulnerable. Very good. Lastly, your gloves with a Mighty Storm aspect, 1 willpower, attack speed, and core skills. With Raven attack speed and then critical strike damage instead of overpower. That 87% irks me a lot. We're not playing a single piece of critical strike chance anywhere, and our critical strike chance is horrible because of the Purge the Infected. This just simply guarantees that I will crit. I don't need to do anything. And as our companion, you definitely want to have Rahir because of the bonus resistance to all elements. I've finally reached the point where I'm roughly resistanced out while I'm also being fully armored out. In order to have that tempiness, we need the Paragon. First glyph you put in is Headhunter, but we're putting minimal points as we're zooting through because you want to get Untamed activated for another 80% damage. Together with the Keeper glyph, which has you and your companions deal 15% increased non-physical damage, we do storm damage. We do always non-physical damage. Here, we can also take a chunk of maximum life and resistance to all elements with another chunk of maximum life. This gets us into the Sinister Tendrils board with the Constricting Tendrils for the 35% bonus damage against poisoned enemies. We always poison them. Here, we get the Spirit glyph, and you want to max this one out in the beginning as fast as possible, and then try to also get all the dexterity nodes, because that's what... yeah, crit is what you do. You can pick up damage reduction resistance to all elements with more resistance, with more lucky hit chance and maximum life. The lucky hit chance you want here fully up, and then more maximum life on this side. The maximum life and lucky hit chance I took later after activating all the legendary nodes. Then we're going down to get ourselves Thunderstruck, and Thunderstruck gives us more damage the more damage to close and damage to distant bonuses we have. Damage to distant you get here, damage to close you get over there. With the Earth and Sky glyph, we can boost this even further. Right now, my Earth and Sky glyph is level 72. If I get it up to 80, I instantly get Thunderstruck maxed out. I could probably get enough intelligence to max it out as well, but that would be too simple. Lastly, we got the Ancestral Guidance board for another 40% bonus damage with some more resistance to all elements and resource generation, plus the Human glyph, which gives us another 12% increased damage reduction. Quite nifty. The build already works with 100 Paragon points and all the items as non-greater affix, so 750 item power items, and you can swap over. Don't be scared. Play Pulverize until you're Torment 1, do your Infernal hordes to get yourself the power, and then just go, Ravens, go, and have such a beautiful time. What do you think, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me in the comments below if you like this, and if you're now looking for banger loot, there you go.